Okay, this is a dish I do quite often. It's quite rustic. I mean, I'm classically trained, but really you don't even need that many knife skills. It's rustic. Everything goes in the pot, and it's all about flavours and textures. But first of all, we slice now onions. Start right down the middle, and then quarter off. Okay, that gets the full flavour. Just cut across there, nice sort of chunks. Again, just make sure you're nice and safe. Obviously I've washed my hands beforehand, so we chunk up them. They can go in the pot. Okay, next I prefer to use closed cup mushrooms, but any sort of mushrooms will do. Again, we probably need half a dozen here. Again, a little tip here is to take the top of the mushroom off there, okay? You can then slice that in half and that can go in. Then we just cut up there and half. Again, top of the mushroom off, slice up, and then again, nothing fancy here. We're not looking for fancy cookery, we're looking for good ingredients, good wholesome, sustainable food. And that's how we roll. Okay, I'm just about finished doing the carrots. Just to finish a few here. We want them quite nice and thin because they'll add to the mixture in there quite nicely. I don't like them too big, so I finished chopping these. Okay, these can go in. I prefer organic carrots, but really in this day and age, anything you can get hold of is fine. So, okay, chop that up. We drop that in. Okay. Now, the production team couldn't get any tomatoes today, so that's quite annoying, but again, you can't worry about that. What we're going to use is chopped tomatoes here. I use the simply chopped tomatoes. Just clean that up. Once you've done that, just make sure you do clean your hands. Be 1 second. Okay. 20, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Okay. Right, the tomatoes can go in. The sauce as well, because it will give a lovely, that will add to the flavour of the sauce. That will marinate nicely. Don't put the lid in, that's not a good idea. Obviously this will then go in the recycling, which I'll do in a minute. Okay, on to probably the most important ingredient in the middle, and I'm using diced beef, British beef. I try to make sure it's from a sustainable source, from trusted farms. Again, not easy to do in this day and age, but I've managed to do that here. I like to use the wrapper here, and I put my flavours in here. A little bit of trouble there with the grinder. I'll add some pepper later on. A bit of salt. It's very important you have these going in there, that your food is very well seasoned. Okay, that can go in. Okay, take all the packaging out, obviously. Now this is very important. They say big things come in small packages, and I use this, the Maggi cube. Now this is actually my own recipe, and this will do everything that you need if you can get it undone. So that drops in there, and as it all bubbles up, those ingredients will start to marinate the dish. Last thing to do here is add the water you need. I tend to add the water to just over the level of the food. Okay, I will finish that in a minute. We literally put the top on, turn it on, and 9 hours later we'll have a delicious meal. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you can follow the instructions. Thanks for watching. As per the nature of this show, we forgot to put the potatoes in earlier, so it's easily rectified. It's a dish that cooks all day. It's a very sort of organic dish that you can add to at any time. You can add and late at any time, any flavours you want. So what I'm doing, I'm using here Maris Piper potatoes. Okay, they're ideal for this dish. I've cut a bit up just to save a little bit of time. So again, we're cutting what I call rustically. It's no, you know, it's no good me using my fancy knife skills here. We're just chunking up easy as you want. And this is why I'm doing this, so everyone can survive. Even people who aren't chefs can make a pretty good attempt at doing this, and you'll have something wholesome to eat. Okay, that will do for now. This will go into the mixture, which has been cooking nicely, so it doesn't matter that it's going in quite late. So, because this has got another 6 or 7 hours cooking. Okay, important to stir. Give it a good stir around. Do that regularly. And what we're adding in is then add our herbs. We're using bay leaves. Okay, put those in. Okay, we're using a bit more pepper. And then I'm really very keen on this. Loads of this goes in. Okay, stir around again, keep it on, and we're done. Okay, we very gently got our roux mixture here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add some of the sauce to it, so you get a nice natural sort of stock to it. It should be quite easy. So we're going to spoon it. We're going to spoon it out in. Oh no! Oh god! Right, we're going to spoon it out. Oh, I'm going to put the saucepan into here. I've changed the saucepans over, so this is, you know, I haven't made that mistake again. So I'm going to put a little bit of the sauce into here to make the roux. So what we're going to end up is basically a thickening agent. We need to get all the lumps out. That's important. Okay, and we must make sure it doesn't separate. It's quite rustic. You can see from what we've got here, but we get a nice consistency. It's good, you know, it's good. I call it Lake District cooking in many ways. It's very wholesome, perfect family food. So we're ending up almost with this soup-like. I'm getting out all the lumps of the flour. I'm now chucking it in. Simple as that. Okay, get it in there, give it a stir, turn the flame off, stir it round, get this back on, and it can now continue heating, and we'll have one more look. Okay, finally, here's the fruit of all the labours today. You can see a beautifully balanced dish, very well presented, and I think that's very important. Too many people, what I call domestic cooks, rustic home cooks, seem to just chuck it all on the plate. But I know when I went to Lake District there was a lot of that served up. I even had a part of a pan in the meal I was given, but you know, it is what it is. I'm more into fine dining, and I say I've just look at the presentation there. It makes you want to eat that. I've made a little compote of ripe tomatoes growing out here, and I'm all ready to. I've made myself a shandy, which is a combination of. It's basically a very sort of light beer, a lager with lemonade. So let me just tuck into that. The meat is very I think I might have overdone the magic cube, but the meat is superb, and what is not to like about this? So hopefully you'll take the recipe on board, and thank you for watching today. Cheers. Get that off.